Hello everyone, welcome back to ASR, African Stories Realized. This is our weekly review of Youngins Season 1. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. Episode 31 picks up where the last one left off, with Amo interrogating Kaya after she figured out he was the one who reported them to the principal. The couple had a few heated exchanges throughout the episode, which ultimately led to Amo breaking up with Kaya and returning the promise ring he previously gave her. The couple immediately went their separate ways, with Kaya trying to get back with Buhle, who initially rejected him. Amo, on the other hand, started reaching out to Mahlatse in an effort to make things right between them, surprising him with a gift. Meanwhile, Sefako and Tumelo discussed the fallout of the fight with Mahlatse. Surprisingly, Tumelo was apologetic, promising Sefako that he would be more discreet, even ending his friendship with a disappointed Mahlatse and changing his look entirely. The episode ends with Tumelo quitting the sports team to appease Sefako. In episode 32, Kaya was busy as he went all out to get Buhle back, presenting her with flowers and the promise ring that Amo returned. With that, the Beyonce and Jay-Z of Olifant's Fontaine were back together. Upon seeing her ex get back with his ex, Amo went back to Mahlatse and demanded that he ask her to be his girlfriend again, which he did and she accepted. Meanwhile, Kaya returned to his room, where he walked in on Sefako and Tumelo, who claimed they were studying. The episode ends in Mr. Mtembu's office, with Kaya looking shocked after uncovering something on the principal's tablet. Episode 33 picks up following Kaya's discovery in Principal Mtembu's office. He returned to his dorm but was still uncomfortable around Sefako after catching his roommate cozying up with Tumelo. However, the two friends were able to have a heart-to-heart where Kaya revealed that he had always suspected that Sefako wasn't interested in women and reassured him that it didn't change their friendship. He also warned him against acting insecure with Tumelo in public, suggesting it actually brought more attention to their relationship. Sefako later apologized to Tumelo, even suggesting he was ready to go public with him. However, Tumelo was already fed up with what Sefako had put him through, finally breaking up with him once and for all. Meanwhile, Mahlatse is on cloud 9 following him and Amo officially becoming a couple. The entire school was excited for them, everyone except for Kaya, who confronted Amo. However, Amo stood her ground despite Buyela and Alex also expressing how underwhelmed they were with Amo's new boyfriend. The episode ends in the principal's office with Kaya receiving news that Mr. Mtembu had invited a scout to come watch him with the potential of a sporting scholarship. Episode 34 picks up in the aftermath of Tumelo's breakup with Sefako. He reconciled with Mahlatse and immediately started giving him relationship advice, giving him the encouragement to finally go in for his first kiss with Amo. Meanwhile, Kaya consoled a heartbroken Sefako, reminding him that they had a very important soccer game with scouts in attendance. During the game, Mahlatse pulled Amo aside in an attempt to finally kiss her, but it was a complete disaster with Mahlatse's inexperience showing. The pressure was on as Kaya delivered a game-winning performance in front of the scouts. However, his excitement was short-lived as he immediately rounded up the gang. The episode ends with Kaya revealing that he saw explicit pictures of underage girls on Principal Mtembu's tablet. Episode 35 picks up immediately after Kaya's revelation that the principal is indeed a predator. He further confessed to the group that he was the one that snitched on them to Principal Mtembu. Kaya's confession prompted apologies to Amo from Buhle and Tumelo for turning their backs on her. Despite the group being disappointed with Kaya, he convinced them that he could get his hands on Principal Mtembu's tablet. However, his mission failed when the principal caught him snooping. Meanwhile, Mahlatse was still embarrassed after messing up his first kiss with Amo. However, she approached him and this time she took the lead as they shared a proper first kiss. Following his failure to get his hands on Mr. Mtembu's tablet, an apologetic Kaya once again summoned the group to apologize. The episode ends with Kaya suggesting he has a plan as the friends recommit to exposing Principal Mtembu. Episode 36 picks up with the group plotting to steal Principal Mtembu's tablet. Buhle was able to get him out of the office, but they failed to get their hands on the tablet. Following their latest failure, the group began doubting themselves until Mahlatse came up with a plan to go public with what they know, suggesting they use Tumelo's social media following to raise awareness around their suspicions. The episode ends with the Big Five standing together live on social media, exposing everything they know about Principal Mtembu and calling for any victims to come forward. Episode 37 picks up following the group exposing Principal Mtembu on social media. The video was trending and the story quickly spreads across the school. However, Not everyone was supportive of the group's actions, with Sefako and Amo's friends voicing their concern for Khaya and Amo respectively. The rest of the school, including the teachers, were even less supportive and failed to take the allegations seriously or come forward with testimonies. Their day culminated in them being summoned to Principal Mtembu's office. The episode ends as a disappointed Mr. Mtembu serves them with notices for a disciplinary hearing where their parents will be required to be present. Episode 38 picks up on the eve of the group's disciplinary hearing. Their families arrived and the hearings commenced, with every member of the group sharing their side of the story. Despite the students giving convincing testimonies, Mr. Mtembu was able to explain away all their suspicions, resulting in the immediate expulsion of Amo and her friends. Before leaving, Khaya implored Pearl to go through the principal's tablet. The episode ends with the 5 expelled students saying their goodbyes to each other. Episode 39 picks up with the expulsion of the Big Five as they each adjust to being back home. Amo returned home, where she discovered that her aunt had moved into her father's house, where her mother was killed. Her aunt gave her some chores to do and made her babysit her cousins. But upon meeting her old friends, she realized that news of her expulsion from school had quickly spread in KZN, as her former friends accused Amo of thinking she was better than them. Meanwhile, Tumelo's father attempted to whip him into shape with some cattle work, but to his disappointment, Tumelo didn't respond well to manual labor under the sun. Mahlatsa returned home to find that his wheat plants had died. With his mother struggling to make ends meet, he had lost the income he was earning selling the wheat at school. It is also revealed just how stranded they are, with Mahlatsa's mother admitting she already owes some neighbors and spaza shops. Meanwhile, Kaya's father continued to give his son a hard time, ultimately declaring that if Kaya wants to go back to school, he wouldn't pay for it, forcing him to find a job. The episode ends with Butle back home, being forced into prayer and watching on as her father flirts with the members of his congregation. Mr. Mtembu really humbled the Big Five. I'm not sure where we go from here, but it looks like Pearl might be their only hope. I questioned in the past whether or not she was the principal's accomplice, but now I'm confident she isn't working with him. Much like the rest of the school, he's convinced her that he's a good man. Pearl will be the key to exposing the principal and bringing back the Big Five. Once again, it was nice to see the group in their home settings and to see how they interact with their parents. I especially felt Mahlatsa at home with his mother. I think the show did well to depict what Tumelo is always talking about, or the struggle that he's having with his father. He seems to be in denial, but also he seems like a good guy. I mean, compared to Kaya's father, there's 2 weeks left of Youngins Season 1. So I hope we're building up to an epic finale that sets up a second season, which I'm confident we'll be getting. All credit goes to the production team and the stellar cast of young actors for giving us a great story so far. We'll be back next week with another review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is ASR for the love of African filmmaking and storytelling.